Hello, hello.
Hello.
We are live. We are here. I'm gonna let my co-hosts introduce themselves, and then we'll get started.
This is where alphabetical messes me up.
Sorry, Becca.
That's okay. My name is Becca C. Smith. My real name is actually Rebecca C. Smith, which I'm going to be publishing under for my rom-com at the end of April. So I'm I sent it to the editor. I did get that done Sunday night. I didn't think I was going to get it done because I think 2 days before my second set of betas, they were sort of late in getting back to me. And so I was kind of hoping like it would just be like, oh, simple whatever fixes, and they were, but one of them came up with this idea that was so perfect and like tied everything together. And it was one of those things where it's just totally obvious and you can't believe that you didn't do it yourself kind of thing. But it was going to take a full thread through. And I had to give it to the editor like in 2 days. So I was like, does it need it? Like, and she's like, no, it doesn't need it. It's fine, like the way it is. But then, like, your heart tells you, you're like, it needs it. So yeah, so I did that. So it was very much a last minute push to get it done. But it's done. It's in the editors, and so now I'm on to marketing. Yay!
Wow.
Do you have a separate Instagram account for the rom-coms?
I haven't yet because I've just been I do have a separate one for my TikTok because that seems to be where I'm actually getting traction and like sales for my other books with my Becca C. Smith one. So I did start one for Rebecca C. Smith, but I do need to expand into Instagram. I used to do Instagram only, and then TikTok started working because Instagram doesn't work for me for sales. I don't know why. Like for some reason, only TikTok does. It's just
Probably demographics.
maybe, but like YA fantasy, like, and then romance now so it's going to be interesting because I'm definitely tackling 2 different genres now with TikTok. But yes, I am going to start another Instagram. I think I have like 15 Instagrams at this point, but I am going to start another Instagram because the rom-com is so different from my YA horror sci-fi fantasy stuff that I kind of don't want to mix. So yes, I can't seem to answer a question like with one answer today. I have to like I'm sorry, I'm in a chatty mood, so I should probably stop.
No
That's
worries.
me.
No worries. Okay, Glory.
Hi, I'm Glory. I write stuff. I don't know what to tell y'all.
Oh man. You did it so succinctly. I went on for miles and miles.
I have a Substack that I have essentially made a magazine, and I publish bits of my fiction as well as my brother's, and then the things that we write together as well. I live in Mississippi, so I love to write small town life. But, there's always an undercurrent, right? There's a funny undercurrent and there's a dark side too. And so if you are into that or supernatural angels getting up to no good, please be sure to check us out. We love having readers. It's the only thing we live for.
So true.
Hey, it's Kay, fantasy author, cosmic dreamer, and teapot collector. I wrote this book, There's a Bone in Sea. It is currently out now with Inimitable Books, and you can find it possibly front-facing at major book retailers, which is incredible. It has necromancers and pirates and moon magic and a sapphic enemies to lovers romance thread throughout. Yeah.
Good luck finding it though online, because we're out of stock.
Oh yeah.
So second printing is coming.
I completely forgot. I was like all day yesterday. I was just like, oh my gosh, it's going into a second printing. Completely forgot. But yeah.
It's fine. The excitement probably got some amnesia, but you were
An
like,
embarrassment of riches.
you're like, oh, find it in stores, and I'm like, I don't know that you can. Like, I hope you can, but like, good luck.
It might take a bit because it's going back to printers, which is so
Yeah.
exciting. And this time, so if you got the first edition hardcover, there's actually like a funny little printing
First
error
printing, yeah.
on the spine. It just like completely misses some words.
Oh,
Just like the
It forgot the of and the and.
right,
it forgot
right.
the prepositions.
Who
Like
needs
who
particles?
needs those?
It's like snowflakes. There's more that'll come along.
Exactly. You could put your own in. Like it's like a Mad Lib. Like make up
One
your
day
own.
it'll be a collector's item.
Exactly. So hopefully they're fixing that in the second printing.
Yes, we are. I learned that when you send a Photoshop PDF, ooh, don't know what that magical sound was.
I do not have a landline, so I don't know.
When you send a like Photoshop PDF, it still maintains the layers, which is like super useful to me, but apparently that can mess up the printers where like they accidentally turn something off when they send it to print, or
Yes.
like maybe a layer like isn't visible when they open it, which to me wouldn't make sense because I make sure everything is supposed to be anyway.
Yeah, you have
We
to flatten the
learned.
layers.
We learned.
It is super important. Tom is a professional photo printer. So, and I've assisted him, and yes, the layers and printers.
Yeah.
Printers are sentient beings that are like the meanest cats you've ever met, but they're printers. They're physical machines with the personality of mean cats. I am not kidding.
So flatten those PDFs.
Flatten the PDFs, yes. Flatten your layers.
Yes. Learned. Okay, Sam.
I'm Samantha Traunfeld, author of The Legionnaire and its sequel, The Blood Curse. We revealed the title today for book 2, which is super exciting. It is available now for order anywhere books are sold.
Yes. And the sign up for the cover reveal is up on the website. So is the actual book page, so you can start pre-ordering now if you'd like, and the form for pre-order incentives is live as well. You'll be getting, I was not smart to grab the art before this. I will show it off
After the first sprint.
after the first sprint. But yeah, so that's exciting.
Did you guys use the same artist?
Yes. Yes. Yeah.
Awesome.
Consistency. It's beautiful. It's like really like this is gorgeous, but the next one is like heightened.
It's
better.
Yeah. I did not think it would get better, but I opened the cover at work and I was not supposed to be on my phone and I almost screamed.
Yeah. And that was a draft. That wasn't even the finished. Yeah, that was the first draft.
That's the best. Oh my god, I cannot wait to see it.
Yeah.
Y'all are in for it.
Yeah, I feel like everything about the second book is better than the first. No shade to the first book, but like everything is heightened.
The book is better.
Yeah. Better for us, the reader. Much worse for the characters.
Well, you know, that's not what has to happen in book 2, you know?
Yeah. Yeah. Oh, they go through it. Including the new characters. It's like, oh, you just introduced them to cause them pain. Cool.
Oh, I love it.
And if anyone is watching through Glory's channel and doesn't know who I am, because it's been a very long time since I've been a co-host for Glory, sorry about that. Inimitable Books kind of took over my life. My name is Zara Hoffman. I'm the founder of Inimitable Books, which published Kay and Sam, and will continue publishing them. That was not a one and done, as we just finished talking about a forthcoming sequel. And yeah, Inimitable is dedicated to uplifting marginalized voices without pigeonholing authors into writing about their trauma. Because if someone wants to write about dragons and have it not be a metaphor for something about themselves, that should be allowed.
Amen.
And a good story is a good story. So I love the books that Inimitable has published so far. We have more coming this year. Plans are already in motion for next year as well. So the ball is rolling. Follow us on social media. Donate if you've already bought all the books, because that would be super helpful. And follow us on social media, but mostly Instagram, because that's where all the fun stuff is. Because I need to remember to post on TikTok, and now with what's happening, that might no longer be a concern. But
Yeah, don't even
Yeah.
get me going on that, because literally I finally found a freaking way to sell my books.
I know.
Ah,
And they're gonna freaking take it away from me. It's all like, guys, like, because nothing was working for me. And then I finally find a place where I'm actually able to sell books. And it's like, and I was so happy. And I'm like, if you take this away, I'm getting a VPN. I do not care.
The stupidity of the idea is just anyway.
Honestly, I don't know if it's even going to happen. Like, because I don't know what the Senate. No one really knows how the Senate's going to vote. I mean, obviously it went through Congress, but like, the Senate is a whole different beast. So it could be nothing. Who knows?
I don't know.
I'm not into the part where the government can just use all your smart equipment to spy.
I
That's
know. They're
what
like,
all
oh,
this-
this is doing that. And I'm like,
Slip
so are
into
you.
it.
But
I know,
so are
right?
you. And also
Like,
in this law that you're trying to pass allows you to spy on us even more. So you're making it about a social media thing
Right.
to try and get people to be like, oh, I don't care about that. But the people who do care are also being like, we see what you're trying to sneak through.
But also they like to take it from like, oh, well, we're not trying to ban it. We're trying to, like give them an option to, not have a Chinese run company. But it's all like, we're like, America's 170 million of their, followers or whatever users. And it's over 1 billion users. Like we're like 10 to 15%. Like that's an acceptable loss. Like they don't need to sell anything. They don't need
us.
anything.
They don't
No.
need us. We need them more than they
Yeah.
need us.
And it's like most Americans, don't care about politics or anything, but they're gonna care when they lose their TikTok. They're gonna lose their seriously. Like
Gotta
that's
get
when you
politics
start to
to
see
start
Americans there.
Yeah, get voting.
I know, like if they can equate it, that would be great, because then you'd have like a massive amount of influx of voting if people are like, wait a minute, they can take away my TikTok?
I just got something in the mail that was like, oh, here's your voting thing. And for the last 2 elections, like the small and like slightly bigger ones, they were like, we don't have you recorded as a voter because you moved. And I'm like, I sent in so much paperwork. What do you mean you don't have me down?
Yeah, that's what happened to me actually when I moved to this new place. It showed up in my old address and I'm like, why? Like I haven't even used that.
So they fixed that. But one time, the first time it happened, the voting site is actually in my building, which is really convenient.
Oh, that's so nice.
I know. And there was a volunteer from like each party, Democrat and Republican, and the Republican Party person was trying to be like, oh, you're not registered, you can't do anything. And I was like, I am registered, your system just isn't showing it. So the Democrat person was like, fill out this form just in case, and if it works, it works, and if not, then like you'll know to send in more paperwork next time. And I was like, oh no, I'm here, I'm voting.
Yeah.
If it doesn't count because of a paperwork snafu, I'll fix it, even though it wasn't my issue. But like, nope, I'm here. You can't turn me away.
Right. Oh my gosh.
It's just like, yikes. So soapbox done for. First sprint code, Forest Room is up.
Oh gosh, gotta type that in.
4 Juliet, X-ray, Whiskey, 4 Tango, Charlie, Sierra Golf. I guess quickly, what are people working on?
I'm doing
Oh, sorry, you go.
We can go reverse order.
Yeah, go
Starting
reverse order.
I'm doing edits for my pen name romance book.
Oh, have you revealed your pen name, or is that a secret?
I'm gonna keep it separate from like public, but if you want to know, like I just don't want like people. My mom is a teacher at the school I used to go to, so I have a bunch of old teachers that follow me, and I don't want to mix that.
Aha, got that.
Okay, so
Right.
there's like some spicy scenes in it, kind of thing, and you're like, I don't want anyone to. I
Yeah.
gotcha.
I don't know. I might be
Valid
writing.
answer.
I might be writing. I might be working on a blog post. I don't know. I just have like so many ideas and all the time in the world now because I don't have a job. So who knows?
Glory.
I recently found more stories I had scribbled in a stenopad from the Supernatural Angels. So I am typing that up into Google Docs so I can actually do something with it, if only to appease Maggie.
Maggie can be
Dogged.
yes.
Doggedly determined. You can't throw her off. So, yes, she's rejoicing.
I am working on the marketing stuff. Like I do have to start the Instagram for Rebecca C. Smith, and then I but mainly then this first sprint I'm going to be posting a couple TikToks.
While you still can.
While I still can. Don't say that. Do not jinx me. I am not losing TikTok.
I don't want to lose it either. Yeah. So I'm editing today, but I have 2 projects, one of which is Blood Cursed. So
You can see the name now.
I know it's so exciting. It's like, haha. There are just like some comments about like word choice and things like that, but I don't think it's going to be a lot, Sam. But I'm at the same time editing until the last page and formatting it to go to print. So it's a little bit like switching modes is a little bit not the best to actually get stuff done. So it might be like one sprint switch, or the first 2 sprints one and then switch. So yeah, you're not going to be getting it today, Sam.
Thank God.
just so you know, like me saying I'm working on it does not mean like it's getting delivered today. I think I'm good, but not that good. Veronica who's another inimitable author, working on an outline today for a book I can't wait to draft. Exciting. We'll send a file off to the formatter, but since it's house day, which is like organizing and cleaning up, I believe based on an earlier comment, I will hope to work on another project in dribs and drabs. Tomorrow is all mine, I think. Awesome. With that, let's start the first sprint. Too many tabs open, but I got this. In 3, 2, 1, happy productivity. And we almost started at 3:20, which tomorrow is my birthday. Hello. How did everyone do? I think I just realized that I forgot to have this going during the first sprint. So, whoops. I will remove the thing about it being sprint 1 and just have the reminder to buy our books, please.
Yay. I did well. I forgot that I hadn't had lunch, so I spent the first chunk eating lunch, and then, but I did manage to post a TikTok, so yay.
Yay.
I too made toast, and then I have been typing. So I've gotten these couple pages, and I am working on this one.
Ooh.
So yeah.
I ended up filming a bunch of like really short clips to use as like evergreen content kind of because I'm trying to get into reels probably a bit more than TikTok, because if I'm on TikTok I just keep scrolling. I have a time limit on TikTok. It's 1 hour a day, and I use that 1 hour at
Very
like
quickly.
12 a.m. in the morning. Between like 12 and 1 a.m. because otherwise I'm on it all day, and it's like I want to be productive in other ways. So I'm trying to film content for reels, but who knows? I have no idea how to make content. I have no idea how to reach people.
Your stuff
that's what
recently has been cute.
Hmm?
Your stuff recently has been really cute.
Thank you.
It's true. I like it.
I've had time now, so
Mm.
trying.
I switched cats.
No.
Oh, never mind. I'm working on reverse outlining so I can put in the new chapters into the outline and then figure out what I have to rewrite.
I did not do any novel editing. Instead, I was working on the author list for people I'm going to ask for blurbs for Sam's sequel.
Yay.
Yay.
And just making sure I have like the emails ready to go, the address, which in some cases I already had, which is good. And then other times it's like, okay, I need to track this down. Eva came in. Hello. The spouse went to meet the child at the bus stop. Then we're doing some seed planting for us, Zara, before dinner.
Nice.
Awesome. I'm just here to hang out between sprints for now. Fun.
Yeah, it's the first day of spring, and it is snowing quite a lot today.
Oh my gosh.
Definitely could not be planting. I'm upset.
Oh.
What part of the continent are you in?
Canada.
The world. Toronto.
Yeah.
Well.
Yeah. I was hoping that we were finally done, because like 2 weeks ago we had some of the warmest weather I've ever seen for like early March. And now no.
But isn't that just called false spring? I've heard
Yes.
that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And like I don't even like warm weather. So I don't know why I'm so upset about it still snowing.
It's the
not like
fake
I have-
out.
Probably.
Like
I
you were
don't have
probably
anyone to
mentally
go.
preparing yourself for like, okay, it's gonna be warmer weather now, blah 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 blah. And then
Yeah.
it's like,
It's
just
a good
kidding.
thing I didn't put away any of my like sweaters, so. But yeah, I can't see anything out my window right now. It's just snow.
Wow. That's crazy.
That's intense.
Well, it's 75 here, so.
We have a chill out right now, and it's 61. I was just checking. It's unusually cold here.
I don't know what any of those temperatures are, but like I know that
it's like 20
warmer than it currently is.
It's like 22, 23.
Oh, that's
Celsius.
nice.
Yeah, so it's kind of that perfect, not too hot, not too cold. Yeah.
I'm currently 46 degrees in New York City or 8 Celsius. And
That's still decent.
Cold.
we
Like, not so snow cold, but cold.
yeah, we had been like in like the early to mid 60s last week. So I'm a little bit like I don't like it being super hot, but I like it when it's like in the 60s.
Yeah, it's been unusually warm here for March. And I was kind of bummed about that because that means we'll definitely have a super hot summer, which is how you set up for hurricane season.
Mm,
I'm so close to the Gulf of Mexico that when the water in the Gulf is warm, we're hot. And like, I mean, we're less than an hour from the shoreline. So, yeah. And if the water in the Gulf is warm, the hurricanes are huge.
yikes.
Yeah. I'm just grateful our electricity's buried. So,
Versus like being higher up, or would it just be on the ground?
Well, most of the rest of the state, the electrical systems, the electric companies have been able to avoid burying their lines. And so that means a strong wind will knock out electricity because they're just on poles.
Right. Okay.
Versus burying the lines, wind and weather don't normally affect it because they're in conduits.
Got it.
So we are very fortunate to have the one electrical company in the entire state that followed the federal guideline and didn't ask for permission to not do it and get it granted. No comment.
Sometimes the government knows what it's doing.
Yeah. Well, they were supposed to bury him 40 years. I'm fine. I'm totally fine. Everything is fine.
I said sometimes.
I'm grateful.
I said sometimes. I see your face, Sam.
Do they though, or do they just sometimes accidentally get it right?
Okay, that's it. But
as they say, a broken clock is right twice a day.
Yeah. Fall, spring. Have to go by soil, not spoil. Which is so silly. Eat the rich, leaving this up for view time. Thank you, Eva. You're probably already gone. Yeah. But what's the saying? In like a lion, out like a lamb, or something for March. So I always expect it to be cold in March, even if it is warm early on. I don't let myself get excited, but whenever the drop does happen, I'm like, oh, I miss it.
Yeah, I've heard the more northern you are, the more false springs you get before you actually finally start getting warm.
I mean,
So good luck, Canada. Yeah, I've heard jokes. Like I was literally just watching SCTV last night, and they're talking about like Montreal gets like a solid 2 weeks of summer. Now I know that's not actually true because I've heard it's 6 weeks, and it's only because of that because the topless bathing. And I'm like, yes, okay, obviously you have real summer if you're willing to take your top off. So
I don't know. There are always risk takers and people who like. My mom has a family friend who will wear shorts like deep into winter, and I'm like, why? I'm cold just thinking about it, much less when I see you.
How about all the people who do those plunges in the icy rivers? And
I mean, that has health benefits. I would still never do it, but like,
I'm suspicious of these studies.
Yeah, not if you have heart issues. You can.
Oh yeah, no. There's like there are health benefits for people.
But a lot of people
like,
don't know. They don't know they have heart issues. Is the problem?
Oh, dear.
Exactly.
Yeah, and so it's just not. It's not a good idea to do something like that, and unless you get cleared by your doctor.
The only time that I've ever done something like that is when I was like at camp and there was only cold water. It's like that's it. You don't have another option.
Right.
And
but
then I learned to take a shower in 5 minutes.
Ice cold. Like it's not like Arctic, like these plunges that they do. It's just really freaking cold.
Yeah. Someone tried to
I don't know.
Cryotherapy.
Yeah.
And I was like, I'm literally allergic. So
yeah. Sam, don't do that.
Yeah.
When I lived in the Philippines, we lived at the base of Mount Apo, which in the Philippines is a mountain with snow caps. And the water that we used literally came from the mountain. It was melted snow. And the entire rest of the village was like, what's a water heater? When we were asking, like, where can we purchase a water heater for our house that we were renting? And they're like, what is are you talking about a pot? It was just your morning scream of the first ladle of water every morning. It was just you get the scream out of the way, and then it's better than a cup of coffee. And I'm like, it's not better than a cup of coffee.
No.
It's not. You can't convince me.
No.
It's a shock to the system. I feel like coffee, depending on how concentrated you have it, can be a shock to the system, but like the effects are.
I'm just saying, coffee
little
tastes
bit longer.
better, okay, than the snow melt of
It's true.
water.
I mean, I would actually probably say that snow melted water tastes better to me because I don't like the taste of coffee, but
Well,
that still
water
does it. But like,
tastes
I would
good.
drink tea over the freezing.
I don't like normal water. So my water has to be like ice cold. Like I would prefer to just eat ice. But if I'm having water, it has to be ice cold. So yes, ice, snow, like snowy melted water would probably be preferable to drink.
It was
but
delicious, but in the
not
winter
to shower
you would get literal ice coming out of the faucet. And I'm like,
Oh yeah, no, not on me.
I'm not.
No.
here.
I
thought
don't.
this was the tropics. This is not okay.
Yeah, no, I don't want that on me.
I still prefer coffee though.
But not like hot coffee poured on you.
No, the taste.
Lovely little warm coffee, you know, to get caffeine in your skin.
I got influenced by the internet because of course I did. And I bought the cold foam in a spray can stuff. So good.
That does sound good.
It's so good.
Okay.
And
Oop.
I didn't know that it was a thing until I saw a TikTok from Destiny. I'm like, of course Destiny is influencing me to drink iced coffee with a
Yes.
spray can cold foam. Absolutely love it.
Store bought or the people who like make it themselves and then.
Store bought.
Okay.
Like
I'm
it looks
not
like a
knocking
cream
store
can.
bought. I don't know because I remember seeing a bunch of people being like, make it yourself. And I'm like, I don't do coffee, so I'm not making that.
It looks like a can of whipped cream, but it's cold foam.
Yum.
Yeah. So if you like cold foam on your iced coffee,
Yeah, it's probably better for you than
here's me trying to influence you.
yeah.
It's cheaper too because like you can get a lot more uses out of it than going to a coffee shop.
Before I
Yes.
forget,
Oh look, art prints.
this is the art that people get if they pre-order and fill out the form for pre-ordering.
That was aggressive.
Well, it's like me and authors have brainstormed pre-order incentives. They're fun. They're cool. And then like not enough people fill out the form. I'm like, who doesn't want free bookish stuff? I don't understand. So you get these. And then if you end up pre-ordering through Sam's local bookstore, Riverbend Bookshop, you'll get a third thing. But I don't have that on hand because it has yet to be designed. We know what we want it to be, but it hasn't been done yet. So yeah.
It's okay. You got a few months.
Yeah. We got time. The artist doesn't open up again until May, so we're kind of waiting on them for now. But let's do the next sprint in 3, 2, 1. Happy productivity, everyone. back. How did everyone do?
I did good. I actually did. Oh, I still haven't fully unpacked. So I still haven't set up my craft sewing room. So I unpacked a little bit of the boxes there, and then Snake wanted to play, so I played with him until he got into lazy play mode, which means he's kind of done. So
Yeah.
and that's it.
I finished typing up what I had to type up and just going through the steno pad for anything else.
I decided that I want to make one of those reels where it's like focusing on one word in a book. So it's all instances of that one word. So I decided to do it with bones because there's a bone in sea. So I'm taking pictures of every time the word bone pops up. It's a little tedious.
I was
but-
gonna say, did you bite off more than you could chew? Because I feel like that word shows up a lot in your book.
I'm on chapter 7, so I'm going through it pretty quickly. I think I just hope that
It
it
just
doesn't
takes
take too much
time.
longer.
Yeah.
You have the digital file of the hardcover formatting, because then you could search bones, find the page number, and then just take the pictures.
I do not have that file, I don't think. And also I have no idea where my Kindle is.
I think
after
you have an outdated version of that file, so
Probably.
I'll
I
send
don't
you
know
the
where my
most
Kindle is
updated.
either. Like I just moved here and I'm like, I don't remember if I actually put it into a bag to bring with me here. Because I was like, I think I can search on Kindle. I actually don't know.
You
I don't
can.
use my Kindle that often.
You want bone or bones or either?
Both, either.
Ones you wrote because your epigraph from Daughter of the Moon Goddess includes bones, so I don't know if you want to
I'm
count
not
that.
including that. No. But yeah, I'm assuming it shows up.
I'll send you an email. Because I have it up. I'll send you an email during the next sprint.
Cool.
Sam, I saw your text.
Cool.
So that'll also be during the next sprint. But Sam, how'd you do?
So Kelly sent me a cool idea for a post for Notable Books, and I spent the entire sprint working on that.
Nice.
Cool. I was finishing up the list of authors and the messages to them for Sam's book, double checking the ones for Veronica King's sequel to Down the Well, which title has not been revealed yet, so that's why I'm not saying it. And then for next sprint, I'm going to do the 2 tasks that I just said I would, and then I'll actually get to editing. Let me set up the forest room for our 3rd sprint. Rainbow.
Yay.
Come on, phone. I know I'm dehydrated, but I'm not so dehydrated that you shouldn't recognize that I'm touching my screen. 5 Kilo Bravo Victor Juliet Uniform Sierra Golf. I went through that quickly. It will be up on screen now.
I was gonna say I got the first 3 and that's it.
I can read it out loud again slower if anyone needs me to.
Yay.
Okay, I like it, Sam.
Huh?
I see your thing. I'll text you after
Okay.
we start this.
Ooh, see what thing? Now we're curious.
It's a post.
Design, a marketing thing. Sam runs designs by me.
Nice. Oh, do you have to run it by every time or no?
I send Zara all of the things I make just so she can check them before I put them up.
Oh, wow.
I don't check the captions. Sam does a good job.
It's my degree.
Oh, I was going to ask you, Zara, do you do aside from Publishers Weekly, do you do press releases for your upcoming books?
So I write them, but I haven't really gotten any responses from what was the website that I subscribed to for like a month to like get all the emails, and I was like, this is too expensive to continue subscribing every month. Oh, it was so long ago. Was it?
Like Newswire or something?
It might be. Nope, that's not the website. That's a different website, I think. Yeah, no, that was a different website. That was about finding influencers for different things. What was the one that like I'll have to look through my email and be like, you started your free trial or whatever. And it was a while ago. So
I just didn't know if people still use them anymore because like we're learning about them in school, but I'm all like, are they outdated or like, you know, sometimes
like some of
school
them do it,
them.
some of it is outdated.
I mean, press releases are primarily used by print media that needs filler.
Yeah, but there is a level of, you know, I mean, sending it to the right people, of course, but to like just to get indexed, you know, so you come up in a search kind of thing.
Yeah.
So,
I found it.
oh, okay. What is it?
Prowly,
Oh, I've heard of that.
PROWLY. It's like you're
Okay.
on the prowl, but then there's a Y at the end.
Right. Yeah, I think it's like finding the places to send it because, yeah, like you said, it's not really a normal kind of thing for books, but
Yeah.
I don't
I
know.
know that like small town newspapers use them when an author is like, say, coming and they're going to write
Right.
about it.
Yeah.
Event
They're
kind of
going to
thing.
pull that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like if you're, I know that there were, when I was looking into could I afford a book publicist for Inimitable, the answer is no right now. But they were saying like, oh, we'll write press releases for you, all these things. So like they would have been doing outreach to print places
Yeah. It's
who
like
probably
bloggers,
still need it. But
yeah, because that's the thing is I was talking to my teacher one-on-one because no one showed up for class, and I was all like, I've never done them before. And I said, do you think I should try them for like upcoming releases? And he's like, hell yeah, why not? He's like, you just get indexed and you're searchable. And I'm like, yeah, I guess that's true.
I mean, I learned how to write them in my PR class in my
Right,
grad
that's
school program.
what we're
but
doing, exactly. Yeah, because I had just written one for a, you know, fake one for class, you know, but then he's all like, you know, you could just reword this and make it yours. Because, you know, I did like a fake book publishing company. And I'm all like, yeah, I guess. Like, I just never thought about it, actually applying it. And he was just like, there's really no
You should
downside.
apply what you're learning. Yeah, I would apply
know,
it.
and
But
I'm like,
I'm
yeah,
going to tell you, I didn't get much, like,
because I
I
always
didn't get
think that-
any bang for my buck on that. So,
yeah, well, I mean, you know, there's places to send it that don't cost money. So it would just have to be done, everything done entirely by one person, which would be me. So it's like, is it worth the effort kind of thing? But I guess it's worth a shot just to see.
I mean, I had been compiling a list of places, like not just people from that website that I could send it to. And I did. And I just like didn't hear back from people.
Nothing
So,
heard. Yeah. It's like almost like they need it to be newsworthy, you know, for them to want to
exactly.
share it.
Yeah.
That's why I was kind of thinking of doing it like a what's it called? Like a, personal kind of thing, since, the book is kind of about the fact of like what happened in my real life, like try and like the
Like a
human.
personal ad versus a
Yeah,
press
like
release.
that,
Yeah.
because that usually becomes something that could be quote unquote newsworthy,
Yeah.
But I don't, it's, even though I'm doing the book, it's fiction, but like actually talking about your real life to people as like, as something I'm like, I don't really want to do that.
I can
Yeah.
honestly say, having worked in newspapers,
Yeah.
that for cub reporters, you want to have a tab literally labeled press, because you cannot expect them to understand the other words a writer would use where they would score press release. So you've got to have a tab that's just labeled press, and you click on it, and that's where all the press releases are, with the newest first.
Right.
Again, because cub reporters are so inexperienced, and I'm not going to say lazy, but I'm thinking it. And that is what you do. And it's better to have it and it never be used than to not have it. And they go there and then they don't see anything. And then they write the shortest, worst blurb possible for you. Versus if you'd had even a 3-paragraph press release, they could have pulled a paragraph and just
Right.
printed that. Because again, like you're looking at people who are so time starved.
Yeah.
I know the last remaining reporter at Gannett in Mississippi, and she is now running pretty much all the print for 2 major newspapers in the state.
Wow.
So
This is what I was taught to do though with them, is like write it so that it can be copy and pasted, because you can't
you
assume they're
write
going
it
to do
out.
anything.
Yeah, he was even
You
saying
gotta
like,
have, what is it, those 3 hashtags at the bottom?
Yeah.
yeah,
They're looking for that. If they don't see it, then they're like, oh, I can't do this. Because remember, if you do that, that means they can use their byline and copy and paste your paragraph and get away with it. And again, you just need the advertising. You need the free advertising. So you need to have the tab labeled press. And again, it doesn't feel right to have newest top for your press releases, but that's what you need to have for those cub reporters, because they're the ones who are going to be assigned the lowest prestige print articles.
Yeah, that's actually exactly what my teacher told me to do today. It was all like, set it up on your website, have just like one thing that you can send them to all the time, and make sure that the like you said, that the most recent press release is up front.
Broadcast journalism is looking for the word media, so I have seen some publishing companies use press media as 2 words as their tab.
Okay.
And that way you fold in both radio, newspaper, and broadcast television.
Okay. I'm gonna do that.
But again, like, because you think about, these are the interns doing this. They have 0 experience. They are getting assigned it because it's the lowest prestige stuff versus, breaking news and so on. And that's what you need. And you always need to, every time you upload a new press release, the newest stuff has to be at the top, because they're not going to scroll. And I used to think that was kind of BS and a little bit looking down on the newer interns. And then I saw it in action, and never mind.
Yeah, I've done like with my teacher said the exact same thing today. So yeah.
What literally, it's like a thing now, doom scrolling. What do you mean now that you're at work you don't want to scroll? What is the, I don't, it's fine.
Yeah, because when it's your job, you're like, meh. I don't want to do it.
Yeah. It felt wrong to me to have the newest first, but they're like, that's what you have to do. And I saw it in action.
No, it makes sense though, because you want people to know that, most updated. And then if they want to look back and see like your history of things,
But in your press release, you also need to have a good headline.
Yeah, no, absolutely.
Which you can, by the way, ask ChatGPT for help with.
Yes, that's what we've also been doing. Yeah.
You need to. So what your second press release needs to always be is the about the author. Yeah. A little bit of flavor text about you.
Yeah.
Your background, whatever. And again, 3 paragraphs. So surely you can find Obviously, one paragraph is about the current book or whatever you're promoting.
Absolutely.
And then, look, if you have to, write about your cats. It doesn't matter. Because you never know what the intern's going to be like. I like this. And then somebody's going to see it and actually like it as well, because it's it's flavor text, right?
Yeah.
It's
And
different.
human interest, like people want to connect. So,
But you never want to have more than 5 paragraphs, y'all. Period.
No,
About
no.
your press release.
I
About
was
your-
told
Yeah.
3 is max.
Yeah. I was gonna say, yeah, 2 is ideal, 3 max, and that includes a quote.
I mean,
yeah.
you can get away with 5.
Yeah, but
You
people,
can.
but you're really overestimating people's like
Attention
want
span.
to read.
So your paragraphs about yourself really need to, again, be the most interesting paragraph, which is the most current first. So whatever book or whatever you're promoting. And then after that, it just gets successively further out till the last paragraph is about your cats or your garden or
I think
whatever
short and sweet
hijinks
is
you've been
definitely
up
the best way to
to
go.
lately,
Yeah.
right?
But you also want to tailor it to the thing you're writing, you're sending
Yeah.
it to, if possible.
I mean, because I really want to do it like again, like with this particular book, the human interest aspect of like the personal thing that happened to me, but then it's also using comedy to turn it into something like, you know, copeable. So it's like, yeah, so it's, but part of me was like, do I just do it for the book release, or do I actually maybe have like an event, you know, even if it's like a virtual event with, you know, author tubers or whatever, and just do like an actual, but yeah, I don't know. So I'm still,
I mean, I love the event idea. I would show up in chat and be there to support you. Or, you know, if I could.
you always would support me, so.
Still, anyway, regarding this being an untapped market, it was actually completely oversaturated, which is why they like started saying like, oh, move
Go
on
to
to
social
social
media.
media. And now it's like,
That's like
even
reverse.
though, but now social media is oversaturated, but like it's a lot harder to get print media to pay attention.
Yeah.
So it like I'm a local author no longer cuts it.
Well, see, that's why I was thinking with this particular book, I have an opportunity to probably tap into more of the human interest story. Whereas my other books are just, you know, like more sci-fi, horror, romance, you know, kind of thing that I don't, it would be difficult to find something that would be interesting in the sense like that there's a lot of those kinds of books, you know? So it's like, that's the key to me, is trying to find what makes it different enough to do like a press release, because otherwise,
But I think the human interest angle for that book is great. But yeah, for like other titles, you can't just be like,
it's
local
hard.
author comes out
Yeah,
with
like I
book.
want to, but like at the same time, it's like, okay, what? You know, it feels like it's harder with the more fiction you do, you know?
Yeah. Anywho, let's start our next sprint. Our third and second to last sprint.
I think what I have seen as far as authors who are doing local appearances, when they email the local newspapers, the smaller newspapers, not Gannett. There, I said it. Gannett is one of the largest newspapers in the country, and they have bought up all the little ones. But like these much smaller, like, you know, essentially they're like advertisers, right? They're mostly classifieds. When you're emailing them, be sure to include a line beyond the event you're doing that I also have various press releases on my website, and then have a link to the press page. Of the easier you make it, the more likely you are to get a better print article about you.
Okay.
And it's like, just take away as many gateways, as many you know, entry points that could block someone. Just make it as easy as possible. You are more likely. Also, you are so much more likely to get a blurb, a free blurb, in these tiny newspapers. They have names like the Advertiser, the Classifieds, the Impact. They seem like the shoppers. They're called the shoppers, but they're always looking for something that is easy they can put in, that's essentially flavor text for a classified ad newspaper. But again, you can get, it's free advertising, because look, people do pick up those free newspapers to look at the classifieds, and then they're like, oh, there's an author event going on. Oh, that sounds interesting. So,
Right.
Okay, before we make this into like an hour-long seminar on it, we're going to start our third and second to last sprint. But thank you, Glory, for sharing your experience, and Becca, and yeah.
I have no experience yet, but I'm taking
But
it
I mean,
all
like
in.
how you're learning about, and
Yeah,
like,
yeah,
oh, how
yeah.
does it match up to what I learned and
Yeah.
not?
Absolutely.
Okay. Adding the timer so that we are actually going to start the sprint in 3, 2, 1. Happy productivity, everyone. How'd we do?
Good stuff.
Sorry, I was in the middle of trying to do this bio for my I started the Instagram for Rebecca C. Smith.
So that's what you were doing this sprint?
Pretty much the entire sprint, yeah, because I'm trying to make it, I only have one book. It's so much easier when you
Only one book. One book is a wonderful accomplishment. Do not sell short.
No, but I mean, like when I start my
The people on this half of the screen. They're like, what book?
But when you're doing but you guys are inimitable, right? So you have a whole slew of books that you guys can do posts for. Whereas I'm doing it about the the individual. I don't know. I'm just used to doing Becca C. Smith where I have like 20 books. You know what I mean?
Flex.
No, I'm just saying it's easier because you don't have to focused on like I can just put YA, sci-fi fantasy author and then all books free on KU and it's like an easy bio. Whereas this one's all like, oh, I should probably focus on the one. Because the problem is I don't even know if I'm ever going to write anything under this pen name again. Pen name, it's my actual name. But you know what I mean? Like I do have like rom-com screenplays that I could, adapt like I did with this one. Like I could write potentially more rom-coms, but this one was it was kind of a self-healing book is why I wrote it in the first place. So I don't know if I don't know, like, am I wasting my time starting all these new accounts under something that I may only publish one book?
You can always go back and get rid of them later. Like,
that's true.
Yeah.
Go for it. I know, because that's the problem is like, when you don't have like the cash for a bunch of paid ads and things like that, you have to rely completely on social media and things like that and free advertising. So anyway, that's what I did.
I made coffee. And Tom came by with groceries. Nice.
Hey.
And I thought about what I'm going to write for the next sprint and pivot over to, so I have an article I'm working on about what new songs and old songs that I've listened to over the summer. Over the winter. And the odd part was even my music friends, both composers and people who just love music, had not heard of most of the songs I had shared with them over the winter. And so I was like, I guess I should write about it because it's so much harder to discover music than it was 20, 30 years ago. And who doesn't love good music, right? As well as some oldies. I found that if you're under 30, you may not know about Boston's More Than a Feeling song when you just need to feel some good feelings. It literally has been scientifically proven. This one song has been scientifically studied of your brain will release endorphins and other euphoric hormones when you listen to this song. It triggers all sorts of fun, exciting things in the brain.
It does not trigger that with me.
What?
I said that song does not trigger that with me.
So I wonder if it has to be like a nostalgia song. I wonder if it has to be like a nostalgia song for you, and that's where
it has nothing to do with that. The studies were just like random people who'd never heard of this song before. Okay. And but you do have to stand in a specific location in order to be in the crosshairs of the speakers, in order to get this body experience.
Weird.
Was this study replicated? Because it sounds very like...
it was kind of popular in the 90s, to be perfectly honest. I think a bunch of different universities did this one.
I feel like we should test that with Becca. Just put her in that spot.
Right?
Right? Yeah, because I grew up with that song
Like it or
because my
not.
parents like loved that band, and so we listened to that song a lot. But so it's like, but yeah, I've never experienced any
Well,
kind of
to be perfectly honest, I've never really experienced the opium effect of cheese that most people seem to get.
right.
So
Some people
again,
I'm
don't.
sorry, what?
yeah, apparently eating
I've never heard that before.
cheese, you get this residual opium effect in your gut as if you consumed opium.
Right, but
What?
as someone
Okay,
who's
I've
never
never had that
consumed
either.
opium, I still don't know what that's referencing. Like,
Oh,
what's
yeah.
the feeling?
Yeah, that's true.
Well, I assume pain killing. Like that's what opium was originally used for. It's for pain relief.
Okay, well, as someone with lactose intolerance, that is
Yeah,
not.
I don't think.
That's not.
Do not test that one.
Yeah.
Oh, I have already, and no,
Apparently,
it's
hard
not.
cheeses are fine if you're lactose intolerant. I'm lactose tolerant, so I don't know, but I like other family members are lactose intolerant. But again, like it's one of those things. Whether we're talking about Boston's More Than a Feeling or the cheese opium effect, there's enough diversity in human beings that not everyone experiences everything the exact same way.
Yeah, exactly.
And that's just how it is.
Yeah.
But again, it did surprise me that a lot of people under 30 had never heard about. There are just a handful of songs that are symphonically composed in a certain way in order to trigger these certain experiences in the brain that the majority of human beings can experience. And most of the young people I came across have never heard of this. Now, granted, I was originally introduced to this by somebody who at the time was working as a roadie. I was 8. And it was someone's cousin who was like off for a couple weeks. He was working as a roadie for some band. I don't remember who or care. But he is the first one who introduced me to feminism. With Joan Jett music. This is a real woman. She's a real feminist, Glory. Oh, okay. But nevertheless, and he's like, you're having a bad day? Here, let me play Boston's Where the Feeling. You have to lay right here, across the speakers. And yes, it was like, oh, that is nice. And he's like, I'm going to play it again. I'm going to play it till you feel better. And again, it's not like taking morphine. I have done that. And it's not the same, but it is pleasant when you're having a bad day. It is nice. And so I was thinking about the old music as well as the new music that I have found about, hey, I'll write another article about it. Since it's so hard to find good music. Several people, like a friend of mine who's a composer, he sees this playlist of like newer songs I'm just enjoying kind of listening to, and he's like, what's that little boo thing? And I'm like, I know you've heard this. You cannot watch Reels or TikToks and not have heard this song. He's like, no, Gloria, I've never heard this. I played it 6 seconds. He's like, oh, I have heard this. Of course you have. But did you know there's a whole song? It's not just a 10-second clip or a 20-second clip. I'm the kind of person that will go look up the song.
Regina had advice for you, Becca.
Yeah, I just can't because it's just the Becca C. Smith stuff is just too different from the Rebecca C. Smith. Because like if people are into romantic comedies and that's kind of all they read, or just like, sweet romances, things like that. And then they decide to read Riser about a necromancer where like, flesh is slopping off of, skeletons.
You and Kay would get along great.
They like, yeah, they'd
There's
be a
a
little
bone and sea and riser.
disturbed. They'd be like, whoa. I mean, to be fair, there is a little bit of romance in there, but
I mean, I'm a type of reader who would read both, but I understand like the
right.
branding
Yeah.
of,
I mean,
like,
yeah, same. But like, because I'm not, if I was just like focused on people like that I know, or like, my community and stuff like that, no problem. Everybody knows me. They know I do this. They know I do that, like whatever. But trying to reach a broader people that don't know anything about me, you know.
It's not like a newsletter where you can segment like,
Yeah.
did you sign up for Rebecca C. Smith or Becca
Right.
C. Smith?
Exactly.
So
It's just too different.
What'd
I
you do,
mean,
Kay? Oh, sorry.
it's probably a good idea to have different name variations for different genres. It makes it so much easier for libraries and bookstores
Yeah,
to put
exactly.
your books in the right genre. Or
Well, no,
else
I don't think
things get
Regina
bad.
was saying to put it all under Becca
No,
C. Smith. She was
she-
saying don't make a separate Rebecca C. Smith like Instagram account if it's going to be too much to manage, like
Right.
doing 2 accounts.
Which I totally get, but I'm just gonna have to suck it up and
Yeah. No, but like, yeah, no, Regina wasn't saying like, oh,
Yeah.
put your rom-com literally under your
right. No,
sci-fi
of course not.
and
Yeah.
fantasy and
Yeah.
the subgenres. Like, yeah, no.
Or whatever they are, yeah.
Good stories.
Yeah, right.
Okay. Kay, how'd you do?
I think I'm on chapter 13 now. Of looking for the word bones/bone. So,
Oh, I sent you an email. I did all of them.
did you?
Yeah.
Did I? Oh, I found it. It popped up on my phone. I see it now.
Okay.
That'll help. That'll help significantly.
Great. You had
Otherwise, I'm
30.
just reading my story again. It's like, you know what?
You did a good job. So like, there's no.
Let's
I feel like
just
this is pretty good.
I was just thinking about that country music song, digging up bones, digging up bones. I'm digging up. It's a whole chorus. It's so weird.
That's funny.
Is that literally just the chorus is digging up bones?
It's a guy. Is it like Conway Twitty or something? I can't remember. It's been so long, but when I was a teenager, where we lived in Mississippi, only had country music stations. There was no other options. It was awful. So at a certain point, it's like it's silence or country music. You're gonna listen to country music. You have nothing else to do. And yeah, it was like, I'm digging up bones. I'm digging up bones. Reviewing things that better left alone. Something like I'm resurrecting memories of a love that's dead and gone. I'm digging up bones, digging up bones, digging up bones. So
I feel like that's like a really appropriate song for my book.
well,
No, use it in your reels.
yeah,
I feel
totally.
like the lyrics are. I feel like
Yeah, the
that
lyrics
it's
are.
country is a little bit like.
You should listen to it though and see if it fits a reel, because it could be like a comedy, but also, you know.
If my book were a Western.
Yeah.
I'm sorry. If it were a Western, I probably wouldn't have signed it. It's not a genre that I'm into.
I can't do Westerns. I'm sorry.
That's okay. Yeah, in the email there were certain like groups of pages where it's like, wow, this is like on every single page in like a certain thing. So that's what I did a dash. I'm like,
Thank you.
yeah. Sam, what do you do?
Reading. I decided I didn't feel like doing work on my project anymore, so I'm reading.
You're like,
Fair. I don't know what this comment is. But I ate because I hadn't eaten since like 4 a.m. this morning.
Yeah, maybe.
Zara.
what?
My sleep was weird. Okay, I had a migraine yesterday. I took my like shot, and it knocks me out for a while, but then it wakes me up at the same time, and like I can't just sleep through the night. And anyway, so I was like, oh, I'm hungry. Did that. Stayed up for a while, napped, and then have been working for a while. And I was like, oh, I should probably eat, right?
You
Don't
definitely
wanna-
should have eaten.
Yeah.
Well, I'm eating now. I know you can yell at me after the stream ends, Sam.
Listen, you
She
can
would
get
like
away
to
with
yell
this
at
stuff
you
in your
now.
20s.
I mean, you could go 3 days without eating, and then
Hey, no, we're not saying that here. That is not.
Sam is like, don't encourage
That's not
Zara.
it. Stop that.
To be fair though, you can
See,
get
like,
away with
her-
this stuff in your 20s. Like, once you get your 30s, you can't get away with that stuff. You will like pass out on the floor. You go like your body will be like, oh, I haven't eaten, conk.
Now I've fainted once in my life. I don't need to do anything to like encourage that again. Although for the last 2 days I accidentally only ate one meal a day. Which probably
But that's what I'm saying.
contributed
It's like
to my
I
pain.
used to do that in my 20s too. Like I could do that and it wouldn't like affect me. I would just be like working so hard or doing something and I wouldn't even think
Yeah,
about it.
that's what it is. I get like the
Yeah.
hyper focus.
Focused and I'm like, I haven't even eaten in like what 10 hours? Like, and I was fine. But like the 30s is when it starts to and then your 40s, forget it. Like after 4 hours, if you haven't eaten, you're like, I need to eat now. And I just turned 50. So, I'm wondering if it's going to
You
get
do
worse.
not look your age at all. But
Well, thank you. I'm going to be 51 in April. Oh, it just keeps going up. I guess that's a good thing.
Well, I mean, the alternatives.
Yeah, I don't want the alternative. So yes, I will take going up, up, up.
Mhm.
yeah.
Did you already do the code? No. Yes.
No, I did not.
Okay.
I actually need to set that up.
Mhm.
Okay, I officially did do while we were talking and stuff. I did finish the Instagram, so I am following one person, and I have 0
Yay.
followers. But
Is it just Rebecca C. Smith or are there underscores?
I had to do Rebecca C. Smith author because unfortunately the name Rebecca C. Smith is very popular and someone already has it. So I had to put author at the end of
I
it.
did not know, but I mean,
Sucky suck.
Yeah, I mean, who
That's
could?
what you
I
get
could
for
see
having
it. There's more than a few Smiths.
Just a little bit more. Yeah, I mean, one of the reasons why I originally chose to go Becca C. Smith is because it's a little bit better. But what's funny is that there is an author, Becca Smith, that does knitting books, like Knitting for Dummies and like stuff like that. And then there is a Rebecca Smith author that kind of writes some of the same stuff I do. So I'm all like, people are going to get confused. So, hey, if she sells books, I'm happy. I'll get like the whoops.
It's like,
I thought it was
really
worth
find
more.
this author, but I like this one too.
Right. Oh. Yeah, it was weird. Like her book is kind of weirdly not similar, but like they're nothing alike, but just the vibe. You know what I mean? I was all like, oh, like it was romance, it was a comedy, it was like I was just like the plot was nothing alike, but I was just like, oh, like I would think this is by the same author just based on the descriptions.
Ah.
But I can write her coattails. I don't care.
I'm just checking that I wrote it correctly before I even read it out loud.
Okay. Oh, let me open it up.
Okay. 5 Sierra, Victor, Hotel, Yankee, Foxtrot, Alpha, Sierra, Golf.
I like it when they're all letters because it's so annoying to have to on your little keyboard to go number and then letter and then number and then letter. So it's all like, oh, I don't have to move the keyboard.
Yeah, just the 5 at the start.
Yeah.
Eva is saying you should both go on a book tour together someday because your crossover is so hot.
We should. That'd be funny. Rebecca C. Smith and Rebecca Smith. We're not the same person.
What if you did like Rebecca and then the C in parentheses? It's just like
that'd be funny.
Eva saying the Rebeccas. See, that sounds like a girl band.
It does. I'm into it.
But not Heathers. Don't do that.
Oh God. It's so funny though, growing up, the Heathers in my school were the Beckys, which is another reason why I went by Becca, because I didn't want to be associated with the Beckys who were the mean girls. There's like 4 of them, and they were the most popular girls, and they were the meanest girls. Like it was so funny. So I was the Becca, which also made it even worse. So, but I was happy because I did not want to be a Becky.
The mean girls in my middle school did not share similar names, but it was like a revolving door of like, okay, which 4 of you is at the top? And all like the people who like didn't have spines were like following them. And I was like, I just don't care about any of you.
Yeah.
Like,
Ugh.
leave me alone. And there would be times where it's like someone would randomly come up to me. I was like, is this rumor about you true? And I'm like, you think that I went to a crazy party and did XYZ? Me?
Yeah.
Should you still be in this school? I don't know that you're smart enough to be here.
Oh,
Never said that, but man, there were times.
I know, like all the retorts you can think of that you would have said, like that you'd have the guts to say now but didn't back then. It's like, damn it.
Yeah. Anywho, let's start our final sprint. Hide this. Put this up. And in 3, 2, 1. Happy productivity, everyone.
Hello. Fancy meeting y'all here. Okay.
Oh, oops, I have my volume down. I always
Oh, that's
forget
fine.
because I turn the volume down because I'm one of those people that I have that I'm sensitive to sound, like it hurts, like it physically hurts, and clacking physically hurts me.
Oh, I'm so sorry.
No, it's okay because it's like so many people use it. Like Kate in her live streams, she uses her keyboard. So I hate it because I always mute, and then I always am like, oh no, like I missed the come when she came back to talk to people. I was like, damn it. So I try to keep it up like in a little window so I can see. But
Yeah.
Ah.
I understand.
But it's
I'm
so
sorry.
funny how, just even talking about before, how some things, music, whatever, sounds can, or food or whatever, can bring such joy in some people, and then like the complete opposite.
Well, it's like some people love ASMR and other people absolutely hate it.
Right. Like I can't do ASMR. Although when it's cats, I can. Like cats drinking and eating. I don't know why. I can listen to that all day.
I could listen to like page turning or whatever, but when people like try and speak and do ASMR, I'm like,
It's like,
how are you speaking? Just stop.
or eating. I can't handle people eating, but but I love cat eating. Why is
Maybe
that?
because cats don't have lips.
Maybe. I don't know.
It's
And
a very
they're
satisfying
cute.
crunch, you know?
Yeah, they do have. I love that crunch that kitties when they're eating their treats and stuff. Oh, I love it.
And you can picture them. So I find that it's like the cuteness of it, right? Whereas with a person, if they're chewing with their mouth open, you're like, whoa.
No, but Riley will also do crunch for her treats. Her food is soft, but yeah.
Crunch.
Cute.
Oh, I love like a dog eating a baby carrot. Oh, that is some good stuff right there.
So cute.
Riley, like
Very
me,
specific.
Riley,
so
like me, doesn't
specific.
like carrots, so I'm sorry that I can't provide you that content,
That's okay.
Glory.
It is okay. I had Cassie for 15 years and she ate plenty of baby carrots. She stick her little ducks and nose into my salad when I had my head turned and just get the baby carrot covered in ranch out. And that was like,
That is so
Did she
cute.
like the carrot or did she like the ranch?
both.
Yeah.
So, like, she liked the carrot, even plain, she actually liked the carrots, but she loved ranch. And I will admit that I may have turned my head plenty of times back when I was married, because my now ex-husband would just cover his salad with ranch. And she would sit there and just lick the ranch off his lettuce leaves if he like left the room.
I was gonna say before he ate it.
Like I didn't notice. Like I just
Oh. So funny.
dachshunds. What can I tell you? They're
What do
weird.
you do?
How did everyone do?
I actually am making chili tonight. So
Yum.
I spent like getting everything prepared, like chopping up the bell peppers, all that stuff. Surprisingly went really fast.
Nice. I wrote about my memory about the Weather Girls. The song "It's Raining Men." In the 2000s, I would request it from the DJ at the gay nightclub, and just watching all the people just run out onto the dance floor, and they would pose and they would wait like as if rain was about to fall, and it was just such a defiantly joyous experience.
I love that.
Yeah, that's awesome.
So cool.
Yeah.
I opened up your email, Zara, but none of those page numbers match up to the hardcover that I have.
What?
No.
And I even tried to like think, oh, maybe it starts on like a separate page, and like I could just like deduct that many pages from the number. But no, it
I didn't change that much from the first one to the second. Like for what's going to be the second print. Oh my God, hold on.
Nothing adds up at all.
Well, there's this panic that just went through Zara. She's like, oh God.
And I'm like, it's fine. I'm still just going through it.
Is there a missing chapter?
Page by page.
No, that I checked, and at least the ones where I'm like, oh, it's the first page of a chapter, like you can like go through and find.
I can find those easy enough, but
I know, but everything else is like just not it.
Everything is bonkers.
yeah.
Okay, I will try and get to the bottom of this after the stream
mystery
ends.
continues.
And what's super not like annoying, but like daunting is that I'm more than halfway through the book now, and yet based on the numbers that you sent me, there are so many more instances. And I'm like,
Yeah.
I know that happens because halfway through the book is when things ramp up.
Yeah,
That's cool.
And there's just a lot more bones.
I know.
Boning up.
Sorry.
I'm sorry.
Yeah,
I
page
don't
okay,
know.
page 38 in my email is page 34 in the
But
Okay.
but I can't just deduct 4 pages from each of them. I tried that.
No,
and
no,
it
no.
just-
I believe you.
I don't know.
I don't know either. Okay, we'll figure it out.
It's
I
fine.
did double check though that document has all the chapters in the proper order and no repeat scenes like the arc initially did, and so like we're not
At least
repeating any errors from before, but like how did it change so much
I
and so
don't know.
chaotically regarding page numbers? I don't understand. Okay.
It's okay.
The story is there in its entirety in the proper
Yes,
order, and that's what
That's
matters.
the important thing. I did this to myself. I decided to be active on Reels. And this was one of the ones that I wanted to try to do. And
Do you maybe like want to do a part 1 and then a part 2 and like just take the numbers that you had found yourself and then we deal with the rest later?
honestly, maybe.
Okay.
Like part 1, halfway through the book, it's gonna get much worse from here.
Yeah. Yeah, maybe do that. Sam, how'd you do? Reading, playing with your cat?
Yeah, chilling.
Yeah, I also chilled that break. I was that sprint. I took a break during that sprint. That's what I'm trying to say. Yeah. So, thank you. Thank you. We will get to the bottom of this K. Or at the very least, I'll just revise the list of numbers and we'll go from there. But yeah, let's do outros and then say goodbye. We could go reverse order, or Becca, if you want to be like, I want to be the first one done.
It doesn't matter to me. I can go. My name is Becca C. Smith, and I write YA, sci-fi, horror, fantasy, but I did write, it's already done, oh my god, a rom-com that is coming out at the end of April. Okay.
Hi, I'm still Glory.
In all her glory.
I still write and do things. If you like cooking, there's usually recipes as well on my Substack, so I'm just throwing that out there. Or you just like looking at food pictures. There's that.
Yeah. I like looking at food pictures and eating more than I enjoy cooking.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
I like
was just
having
gonna say, I'll
cooked.
look at the pictures. And then I'll be like upset that I can't make it because I really don't like cooking.
Yeah. Yeah. Mm-hmm.
All this food talk, like I'm so hungry. Hey, it's Kay. I wrote this book, Heirs of Bone and Sea, out now from Inimitable. I also have a newsletter that I am trying to restart. I only ever sent one edition of it 6 months ago. So I'm trying to do that more regularly. And this next edition, I think will go out next Friday because I need time to for people to sign up. It's going to have some bonus content from the book that you've never seen before. So sign up for that. And you can follow me at KWritesYA across all social media platforms.
Yes. And if you haven't bought the book yet, you might have to wait until the second printing has stopped.
Which is super exciting. Like,
yes,
I'm
yes,
sorry
this is
that
a
you
great
have to
problem
wait.
to have. 100%.
I'm sorry. Like, maybe buy the ebook for now or the
Right.
audiobook, but
There's
also
that.
buy the physical copy as well because it's beautiful.
And there's a bonus chapter
There is.
that's exclusive to the hardcover.
never
but-
before seen.
Yeah.
Or read
Read.
or
Exclusive.
narrated.
Yeah,
That was
not
the word.
not narrated. But the audiobook is great as well. So
It really is.
I'm Samantha Traunfeld, author of The Legionnaire. You can find me on Instagram at sam.traunfeld. You can order my book anywhere books are sold, and you can now pre-order the sequel, The Blood Curse.
and fill out the form on inimitablebooksllc.com so you can get these beautiful pieces of art of two characters. Well, one is new to book 2, and this is Casimir. He's in book 1, but his role is
First one.
expanded in book 2. I can't say too much. But yeah, really good characters. Love them. So definitely worth pre-ordering and filling out the form. So yeah. And just as a reminder, my name is Zara Hoffman. I'm the founder of Inimitable Books, which published Kay and Sam and other titles. So please check them out at the link above our heads. Or if you have already bought all the books for yourself and or friends or family, please also consider donating. It can be a one-off, but anything helps. And thank you for being here. And I think the next time I'm streaming is Sunday. Yeah, so subscribe to the YouTube channel as well if you'd like to stay up to date on all the times that I run writing sprints like this. Thank you. Bye.